Lana, nuzzle up there next to Carlos.
Hi,
Yes.
Carlos.
Oh, good team. Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Good, great.
Do you have any design
Excellent.
work you need done? Any interior decorating?
I might. You had a guest here about a month or two ago with the pool, the concrete around the pool.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's my
Increte.
next.
Increte.
Yeah, Increte. That's my next project, I think.
You're going to get a pool?
No, I have a pool, but
You have? Wow,
the
retirement's
concrete-
treating you pretty good, man.
the concrete. It's hard work working
Yeah.
for 28 years at the AG's office.
Well, you deserve it. Certainly you deserve it. Carlos Rodriguez joins us every week on Property Source Radio. You heard earlier, Pat had his driveway done.
Driveway done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New asphalt and everything.
Don't get scared. You're already looking for the scam, Carlos.
No, I have to get. That's another project I have to get done. Is the driveway.
Okay. Honestly, I just had it sealed. I had the
Sealed.
sealer. The
Oh, okay.
Black tar.
Yeah, I
stuck.
get it sealed, but it's beyond that now.
Okay. Yeah.
So you got to do the whole thing, the dig up and everything.
I believe so, yeah. But last summer, there were a group of guys with a truck. And the reason I know they were doing the neighborhood, because I got home from wherever I was, and a big truck stops on my driveway. And it's got all the old driveway from somebody's. And the guy yells at me, he says, "Want to get your driveway done?" And right away, my red flag, my blood started.
Not the guy to approach.
Because that's the classic beginning to a driveway, what I call a driveway paving scam.
Yep. Do you know my dad got caught by that many years ago? Maybe 8 years ago?
Rochester's probably number one in these scams. We have
Really?
gyps,
I just
out
can't-
of state contractors coming in.
Why would Rochester, New York? I mean, there's cities everywhere.
Third largest city in New York, and we get scammed more than anybody.
Yeah.
Based on my experience at the AG's office, I felt that we were number one in home improvement scams. And
Really?
driveways are included in home improvement.
With the AG's office, did you get stats on all the cities in New York State
I
to compare to?
I compared with the database with the Attorney General's office, because every office, there's an office in every city, and they, compile statistics on complaints.
Okay.
So when I was helping doing this website on contractors, I did some research, and in my view, Rochester was number one.
Wow, that's interesting.
Is that because we're so trusting?
Very. That's one of the
Conservative
main.
and we're trusting.
Oh,
Right. And some of us want to get things done very quickly.
That's
and
how I
These salespeople show up, you have your driveway a mess, they give you a low ball price, and all you're getting is junk.
uh-huh.
So be careful where I have extra asphalt in the truck, and
Yeah.
I'm ready to do it right now.
Well, now, and that's different. Early, if you were with us a little bit earlier, we were talking about when Pat had his driveway done, resealed. Alex said that's a good time to maybe get a bargain if you find people who are doing the job, reputable contractors in your neighborhood. You might, what did you say? Just go up to them and say, hey, you
Yeah.
want a little extra cash?
That's what we did. We were like, you're already in the neighborhood. You want to make a few bucks? Seal my driveway. They're, yeah. And then the neighbor came out and they ended up doing the whole neighborhood.
That's different. That's
Well, that's what these guys.
And that's not them approaching us. That's
Right.
us approaching them.
Okay. So
Right,
that's a
but-
reverse scam. We understand.
well,
I like that.
Reverse scam?
Yeah, because
Scam
you
the
didn't do your
contractor.
research. You didn't do get your three estimates. You don't know what this company is all about. They could do lousy work, and just because your neighborhood got it done doesn't mean that it's great work.
but on the other side, if he does a poor job for 5 houses in the neighborhood, the strength in numbers going after him.
Right.
Good
And
point.
If you could
honestly,
find them.
you can't screw up a driveway seal. I mean, it's almost
Oh,
impossible.
yes.
You put the stuff down, you squeegee it, and you go.
That's what I would think.
No, there was.
But Carlos has got do teach us.
Have you seen his driveway?
No.
It's awful. No, it's not too bad. In fact, I just bought the patching stuff. Every year I wind up patching cracks and everything. And my sciatica is really going to kill me then. But no, there was also scams with the guys that do the sealing. They water down the asphalt
Okay.
sealer stuff.
That's asphalt, by the way.
I'm sorry.
He's just
You really
correcting
have to be
me.
careful. And I think the Better Contractors Bureau put out a warning about a year ago on that.
On the sealer?
On the sealing guys.
Okay. Huh.
So you have to go to a reputable, good business that's been around a while that
I hope
that
mine
come
does.
back.
I hope we don't get any rain this week.
I just feel like
Yeah.
no matter what
Wash
you
it.
do, you have to get, like, you go to the doctor and you say, oh, I have a cold. And he goes, well, it's a virus. And you
Yeah.
go home and you're like, I don't think this is a virus. I think I have pneumonia. And they go, well, get a second opinion. You got to get a second and third opinion for everything nowadays. What is the point of the first opinion?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you, my wife with her wrist injury and her surgery, it still hasn't healed properly, and she went for a second opinion yesterday. Another doctor who's going to take a look and see if maybe the first doctor didn't screw things up.
Lawsuit.
It's just kind of, it makes you feel like, how irritating is that? I paid a surgeon to do a surgery. That's what your job is, and you screwed it up.
That's like you not getting us on the air this morning.
Exactly.
You didn't? We're not on the air?
No. I mean, you see
Well,
the
the five of us
analogy.
are having a blast here, I'll tell you.
But the fly-by-nights are in town. Yesterday, I was in Canandaigua getting gas coming back from school, and I saw these guys in a truck and looked like a van. And these guys I know were out there doing some home improvement project. And I go, oh, gee, I wish I was at the AG's office and I had, the license plate number, and I would check these people out because they had a fake, looked like a fake name on a van. They just looked really shady.
Oh, that's too bad.
And they're out there. Be careful.
Is there any scam-proof business that you can think of?
You mean a business getting scammed?
No, something that could lead to a scam, or someone who has an angle on any business, has an angle. Is there an angle-free business?
Angle-free business.
I mean, you think
Meaning
like
they wouldn't be victim to any kind of scam at all.
A business?
the word scam and this business never get tied in.
The problem now is that scammers are even hacked business records and computer files and everything. So no one's foolproof is, I guess, my quick answer, because more and more businesses are being hacked and their bank information and everything else is being compromised, and also consumer information. And, if you have, do business with a local business and you order stuff, they probably have your credit card number and all your information, and hackers are getting into that computer database. Pretty sad.
Yeah.
Pretty sad state of events.
But it keeps you in business.
Yeah, it keeps us trying to get folks educated and to be careful as to what you're doing with your information.
One that's jumping out, and Carlos comes in every week with a folder full. And I don't know, I don't seem to think you have to search around for these. These just come to you, these scams that are out there. One about moving companies?
Yeah, this moving companies, everyone probably has a horror story. I know when we moved into our house, we had to move 2 residences and a storage. I had stuff in the storage plus 2 houses, and we moved into our current house. And I remember having those records with a turnabout.
Oh, okay. 33s and 45s.
One of the moving guys said, "Oh, these things are obsolete." And my wife gave them up. I'm still mad at that.
Oh,
but in any event,
no, they're not worth anything. I got Hall and Oates looked up. No, there's no value.
There's no value.
It's Hall and Oates. I'll bring it out loud.
That's not necessarily true, because I've got quite a collection of Frank Sinatra albums that are worth quite a bit of money.
Yeah,
like from
I know,
the
I'm
very
really mad
first
at
one
that.
to
I sold my record collection about 4 months ago and made some pretty good cash.
I know I had some good, and I regret that. But going to the moving thing is you need to get a couple estimates, and I know someone's going to scream at me right now, but the problem is that you hire a mover and they show up, and all of a sudden you got to make sure that the estimate that they, said that was the price is the price at the end of the day. Because you may have add-ons, you may have extra hours, this, that, and the other thing, and the price may change. So, especially if you're moving also out of state or out of town.
So this isn't necessarily a scam, is it? Or where's the scam part?
The scams have come in where people thought they were paying one price, and when the bill came up, and especially if you're moving out of town and they put the stuff in storage, they have a lien. So unless you pay their price, you won't get your stuff.
Oh, okay.
So you
might auction it on storage.
Yeah, it's almost like duress.
You might see something on the itemized bill. You say, "What the heck is this charge?" Some sort of adjustment for who knows what.
Yeah,
right.
You got to search those out.
Well, that's what the
exactly
dirtbags that cut trees down at my house a few years back did.
Oh.
Then they jabbed me with another $2,500.
Oh,
yeah. So
we got to talk about tree guys.
Yes, let's do that in the next week or something. If we,
because
now's
the time.
You'll get my blood boiling. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I let him sue me.
Yeah. Also, you may be relying on the mover to show up at a certain time and move you. And I remember doing a small claims case where the movers didn't show up to way down the road, and it was a matrimonial situation where the one party was moving out of the home, and it was at a set hour, and it was a nightmare.
That doesn't sound like fun. Holy cow. But that's in any business, you should commit to the time. I'm going to show up at 9 a.m., Mr. Coyne. You show up at 9 a.m.
That is why companies are doing that thing now where they say, we will come between 12 and 4. Because then you have between 12 and 4.
You have to plan for that window.
Okay.
Yeah. And you gripe about it, but it really is protecting everybody.
Yeah. Protects them, protects you.
Yeah.
Lena, what were you saying?
Oh, when I had work done to my cottage last year, I had problems with my contractor, and he was not showing up. He apparently had several jobs going at the same time, like most contractors.
Yeah.
So I would call him and ask where. Well, one day I went down there and I called him from the cottage and I said, "Are you working on the cottage today?" He goes, "Well, yes, I am. I'm here right now working." And I said, "Funny, I'm here and you're not."
Oh my liar!
Caught you in a lie.
Unbelievable.
It was just terrible. Here I am in the business, and I had this own problem happen to myself.
And you feel like an idiot.
You feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
Don't lie to me.
Right.
If you're not there, you're not there, but don't lie to me.
You know who else does that is those air duct cleaning companies. They advertise, we'll come and clean your air ducts for $69.99. Called the company and never had the air ducts cleaned. Had them come in, we're like, $69.99. $300 later.
Uh-oh.
He was like, that'll be $3 something. My husband's like, what happened to $69.99? He's like, that's only for one vent, but we did all of them. We paid him.
Okay. There you go.
That's what gets my blood boiling when...
Okay.
Whatever.
Yep.
I'll never have my air ducts cleaned again, but don't believe it.
That's just my blood boils when I always taken the approach, look, whatever your service, business, whatever you're selling, disclose all the material terms that affect the price and everything else.
At the very least.
At the very least. That's the minimal, that they should do.
A good business wants you to go away happy. That's the bottom line, right?
Yeah.
Now, what about hiring businesses who offer financing? I always stay away from
do it real quick.
those.
Got about 20 seconds.
Well, there's all these rules now under the New York General Business Law on contractors who offer financing and get a sort of a kickback.
Absolutely.
And they have to disclose their relationship with the company and everything. I always tell consumers not to do it.
Stay away.
Stay away.
Great to see you, Lana. Great to
Thank
see you,
you.
Carlos.
Thank you.
Pat, as always. Alex.
Steve, Pat,
Pleasure.
Carlos.
We
Lana.
will be here next week. It is Memorial Day weekend, but we will be here next Saturday. Don't forget Nighthawks tonight. Championship game at 7:30. We're back to ESPN Radio momentarily. Thanks for joining us on Property Source Radio. Sports Radio, 950 ESPN.